to the Binge List. I am your host, Paul Chapo, and we are continuing our recap of WandaVision. This episode was called Breaking the Fourth Wall, and let's just get into the sitcom parody this week. We are finally at the modern age. In fact, this episode is a parody of Modern Family because one of the cliches in the episode is the fact that the characters on the show look directly at the camera like I'm doing now. But this is getting less and less important. Why? Because we find out in short order that Wanda is not even broadcasting her show anymore. In fact, this episode kind of intercuts between the show and what's happening outside the force field frequently. So I think we're pretty much done with the sitcom thing at this point. There's only 2 more episodes left in the season, so it would make sense that they're wrapping that up. But one other thing you will notice in the episode is that Wanda, something's wrong with her powers. Everything in the set keeps changing between different time periods. I'm not sure what that is about, but maybe it has something to do with the villain that got revealed this episode. And spoilers, it was not a demon. It was not some of the people we thought it was going to be. It was not AIM. I will get to that in a second. Also, we find out who Monica Rambeau was going to meet. Remember in the last episode, she said she was going to have some kind of friend help her out. It was not Reed Richards. Sorry to say. It was not Harry Pym. It was not Doctor Strange. It wasn't even Bruce Banner. So there we go. It was just some anonymous army person that Monica Rambeau knew who gave her this space rover. So Monica's going to try to get back into Westview using a space rover. I don't see why necessarily this is going to be a better thing for them getting into the hexagon. It didn't make a lot of sense to me, but it didn't work. It started being converted just like everything else being converted. Reasonably, if we keep consistent with what we already know about the force field, if we're in the modern day sitcom, this space rover should have just went through the force field with no problem. And I don't see why Monica necessarily needed the spacesuit. I think it has something to do with the fact that she knows that the force field changed her in some way and that she needed some kind of protection against it this time. We see what happens to the vehicle. It doesn't go smoothly through the force field, so she jumps out of it. And then she forces her way through the force field for a 3rd time. And she confronts Wanda, and like I predicted, her powers start to manifest. Now, it's not clear from the directing whether she was actually resisting Wanda. We see her power kind of emanate itself when Wanda drops her to the ground. But I don't know if she actually stopped Wanda from pushing her out the force field. That wasn't clear to me. It seems likely though. So obviously Monica has some kind of power that she's feeling inside. We see her eyes glow. You know, if you know anything about superhero series or movies, that's a definite element of superpowers, that your eyes glow for some reason. We see that a lot in The Boys. That was actually a plot point in one of their episodes. So what else we got? We got Vision. Vision is okay. The force field has been expanded. SWORD has their operations 8 miles outside the force field. Vision finds Darcy Lewis in short order. She has been converted into some kind of circus performer. He brings her memories back, doing a little zap thing on her head. She starts to fill Vision in on what has been happening. She tells him about his past as Avenger, how Thanos killed him, how actually Wanda killed him first, but Thanos brought him back using the Time Stone and killed him again. So she fills in Vision on everything. We also find out that Hayward is actually more interested in recovering Vision than Wanda. He wants to kill Wanda because SWORD was experimenting on Vision's body. They were trying to bring him back when Wanda stole him. We find out this from Jimmy Woo. He gets the information on his phone from Darcy Lewis's hack into the sword firewall, and they find out this information that they've been tracking Vision. They want to get Vision back for Sword for some reason. I guess he would be a great asset if it came to battling aliens again. So that's what's going on with that. Vision's also is being kept from home. He's trying to get back home the whole episode, and he's also keep getting thrown up in his way. And I'm not sure at this point who did it, whether it's the villain that this later revealed or it's actually Wanda. I kind of think it has something to do with the villain, because she knows, I kind of revealed something there. She knows that Vision is kind of a danger. And I think that's why she was trying to misdirect him in the last episode. And let me just go ahead and reveal it. It's Wanda's neighbor, Agnes. She's actually a character called Agatha Harkness. Now, there's been a lot of speculation on Twitter, on the internet in general, that, fans figured this out a long time ago, that this was Agatha Harkness. I wasn't so sure. I was more convinced last episode when they showed her dressed as a witch, because in the comic book, she is a witch. She's like over 10,000 years old. So I kind of knew within my soul that this was Agnes Harkness. It was too late for me to mention it. I was like, I'll just let it be revealed and then I'll cover it. But she has connections to Wanda in the comics with her children, so I think that's going to play out in some way. She also has some connections with the Fantastic Four. So maybe this is a way for Marvel to introduce the Fantastic Four. We don't know, because you see, she was the governess of Reed Richards and Sue Richards' son, Franklin Richards, who's a mutant. But I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole at this point. I just will wait to see how they're going to handle this character. But there is some indication that this is how they're going to introduce some of those properties that they got back when 20th Century Fox merged with Disney. But we will see, and it will be great. But yes, the villain has been revealed. Wanda goes in the basement at Agnes's urging, looking for her twins, and she's in some kind of dungeon, it looks like, and she sees a spell book and all this other stuff that indicates that, yeah, there's some kind of witch involved. We don't know what her intentions are at this point, but I love the little laugh that Agatha Harkness gives at the very end. It was perfect. The actress that plays her, Catherine Hahn, she's so great. I love her. She's going to be a fun villain, I think. But we'll see. We'll see what she has up her sleeves. I'm not so sure what's going to happen with her. But yeah, every time I think I know what's going to happen in this show, something else happens, and I'm like, oh, okay. For one thing, Pietro Maximoff didn't even appear in this episode, and then we find out that Agatha Harkness actually has some kind of involvement with him appearing at the door, which is why I think Wanda was confused about his appearance a little bit, because Agatha, maybe she doesn't even know what her, Wanda's brother looks like, so she just presented this guy who just happens to be the same guy that played him in the Marvel movies. But whatever, I really don't know what they're doing with Quicksilver at this point, but they threw a lot of things on his head. So what I'm saying is, so many things that have happened in Westview could have been Agatha's influence. We don't know at this point. They did show a few things that are obviously, they were revealing that Agatha actually did. We don't have to go through all of them though. But yeah, it's getting very interesting, and I can't wait for the next episode. But yeah, that's about it. I don't think there were too many Easter eggs. There were a few things happening when the twins were playing with their console. We saw a Wii controller. We saw, I think, a PS3 controller, Uno cards, all these different things that they was changing in their hands. I thought that was kind of cool. But other than that, the commercial that they showed, I'm not really getting the commercials at this point. Somebody needs to explain to me what those commercials mean. But yeah, I like the episode. I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed that some some more Avengers haven't been revealed, but there's 2 more episodes, guys, so we will see. But that's all I got for today. I'd like to thank my subscribers. Encourage you, hit that subscribe button. Give me a like, give me a comment down below if I missed something. Let me know what you think. And ring that bell if you're already a subscriber so you know when my next video drops. And I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching.